Time to find your groove. It's Friday. Always a fantastic way to kick off your weekend. And I'm thrilled that you're joining me. Thank you so much. We're going to have a high energy, totally fun show today because I got my friend, colleague joining me today. Hey, Alana.
Hey, Lynn. I'm so excited.
This is going to be good. Alana Newton, she's a coach, an author, a speaker, just all around high energy, reaching for the stars kind of woman. So this is going to be good. I'm so glad you could join me, and we have something great to talk about.
We do. Thank you so much.
This is going to be good. And so our show is a little bit shorter today because, Alana, she's a busy woman. She's always out there doing stuff. So we're going to be a little bit shorter today, but we're going to pack it with a lot of power.
Mm-hmm.
So Find Your Groove is really, it's a place to be inspired for people to be inspired by those that come up against things and to see that, we all face things and it's how we deal with those things and how we get over them. And I know you've gone through a lot of things in your life.
Mm-hmm.
Personal things, family issues, health issues. There may be some others because there's all kinds of things that go on in our lives. What were some pivotal moments in those days? Were you a coach at the time because you had cancer, didn't you?
Yes, I did. No, I wasn't a coach at the time. Actually, I was a CEO of a pretty large nonprofit, and I was working with a coach at the time that I was diagnosed with a kidney cancer.
Lady.
Yes.
Smart lady.
That's a long time ago. And that's before coaches were even cool, right?
Yeah, because now we're so cool.
Yeah, and there's a lot of them. And
yes.
So, but I still don't think, though, just on a side note, I still don't think that people really get what coaching's all about.
No, they don't.
That it's not valued as much as I personally would like to see that people value, because I value my coach. I still work with that same guy. He's my go-to. He's my guy that when I'm feeling like I'm really off the rails, I just say, okay, we need to talk,
Yeah.
And I was just in Calgary and had lunch with them, and boom, he nails me to the wall, and he makes me accountable, and I come out of there with a whole list of things to do. But you know what? I am so grateful for that opportunity, because sometimes we just can't see it,
And sometimes it's really freaking hard when we're down, brought to our knees to get over things on our own, and we're not meant to do things alone and go it alone. So he was having a coach was instrumental in getting your groove back and getting over all these various things that you've had to come up against.
Well, yeah, because I valued that relationship, and just a really quick story. I just remember waking up in the hospital because it was big surgery. Like now they do it with 3 little holes, but back then, now I was ripped from belly button to under my rib cage, and so of course I was on in this bed, and I couldn't move, and blah blah blah. I remember waking up, and he's 6'8", Lynn. Now I'm 5 foot.
Shit.
Okay, so I'm a 5 foot woman, and he's 6'8". And I remember opening my eyes and looking at the end of my bed, and there's this 6'8" man with his daughter, who was about at that time maybe 5'4", and with this humongous bouquet of flowers. I'll never forget it as long as I live. Right, and he said, "You made it. So now what?" he says. And I went, "Get out of here, because I'm laying in this bed and I'm hurting, and you're asking me now what?" But seriously, though, I was so inspired. I made a decision. I was off work for 3 months. I decided that I would go to school. I was 50 years old, 48 actually. And I made a decision to go back to university, and I went to the Royal Roads University in Victoria and got my certificate in executive coaching.
I like his style. Now what?
Now what?
I love that.
I know it's like peaks and valleys, right? And hurdles. And okay, so you've succeeded at this. Now what are you going to do, right? Like
Yeah.
let's figure out the next step.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Cool. So saying that so that you, so let everybody know, those who are listening, how to get a hold of you for that and the coaching that you do and who you work with.
Well, I like to work with business executives, small business or executives working in corporations, because that's sort of my forte. They can reach me at alananewton.com. So it's ALANANEWTON.com. And, I love to have a conversation with people first, right, Lynn? Because not everybody's a
Yeah.
fit.
Mm-hmm.
I might not be the one that they need, or they might not be a fit for the kind of client that I work with, right? So I like to have that 15 to 20-minute conversation first, and then we decide from there whether we're going to carry on. Yeah.
Absolutely, you have to. You have to have that conversation first. I
Mm-hmm.
had a conversation with somebody a couple months back that was having a hard time, reached out to me looking for a coach. And I knew pretty early on that this person wasn't a fit for me. Asking, as a coach, we ask questions. That's how we learn about you. And in that process, you learn about yourself and usually come to the right answers for yourself by us asking these questions. But this person felt like they were being tricked. They felt like I was asking trick questions, like why was I asking all these questions, and immediately shut down and felt and said, I felt how it's shifted how I feel now talking to
Mm-hmm.
you. I knew that person wasn't ready. Not only wasn't right for me, but really wasn't ready. That this was more a person that needed confirmation and affirmation of their feelings. They
Yeah.
weren't
I
ready.
mean,
They weren't at that point to go, okay, enough of this shit. Time to, move on. So you
well,
have to have that conversation.
yeah. I mean, for the client to get the best benefit from the coach is they have to be open, they
Yeah.
have to be teachable, coachable,
Yeah.
and they need to be ready. And some people aren't. They're just in that place of, figuring that they might know it all, and maybe they don't, and maybe they
Yeah.
do. Who knows?
Yeah.
But if they're not willing to have a good look at themselves and know, I guess that's the key for me is that when I'm coaching my client, I am their biggest fan.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
want them to succeed. I want them to soar in their work and what they're doing. I want them to feel like they are making a contribution for themselves. And so that I hold that for them. And so if they're not ready to accept that, then it's not a good fit.
That's right.
That's bottom
Yeah. For
line.
anybody.
I mean, I just won't take a person's money for the sake of taking their money, Lynn. I just
No,
won't.
no, you
I
can't.
have too much integrity around that. And
Mhm.
being a an a member of the ICF and whatnot, there's ethics that I work by, right? And I have
Mhm.
my own personal ethics that I work by, and for me, it's really important. But yeah,
That's what
it's
I love about you. Is
mm,
lots of integrity. You are very much all about integrity, and I value that huge. That is my biggest thing,
thank you,
integrity, and how you show up, and how you're not defined by the things that happen to you. You're defined by how you show up and how you conduct yourself. So I love that about you. Um,
thanks.
you're so welcome. You're
Aw,
just awesome.
warm and
I,
fuzzy.
you also are an author.
I
You
am.
have a book. Let everybody know
Hmm.
about your book so they can go buy it.
Amazon. It's an Amazon bestseller. It's called Time's a Wastin'. And it's really a lot about my story and business. And the tagline on it is my lessons learned as an empty nester. And, at that particular time when I wrote the book, I was really feeling like I'm the empty nester, and now that I've had a chance to kind of go through my life and look back on it, here's what I've learned. But you know what? The bottom line about that book that is so cool for me is that I really became aware of times in my life where I negated myself, didn't follow my own intuition. Just there was so many life lessons for me that, and I sort of wrapped it up at the end of the book about how anybody reading the book can sort of use their own intuition and how to tap into that. And not that I'm not a big
woo woo person.
woo woo kind of person, but that was the great term. Thanks. But no, it's we get those nudges, we get those inclinations, we get those hints of things that happen, and and sometimes we're in a place where we have to make a decision, and and if we don't know how to tap into that, just knowing, for me, I know that the universe is there for me, and that it's just waiting for me to show up, and everything's going to happen, right? But that's kind of how the book sort of took its own little twist. And you can buy it on my website. You don't have to go to Amazon and pay the shipping, and it's $20, and that includes the shipping. But having said that, now I'm hearing that our postal Post is going on strike, and I'm going, what?
Yeah. Well, I don't know if it's for sure. I think there's rumblings about it.
I know.
I don't know if it's for sure, but I was like, oh, really? Really?
Yeah. But, if
the world's just going crazy.
I know. Well, it is what it is, and it's not the first and it won't be the last postal strike, right? So we just learn how to move around it. That's all.
That's right.
Yeah.
So, yes, I read your book. It's a great read.
Oh, thank
Go
you.
buy it. It's an easy read, but your story is great. It's definitely an inspiration for those looking to find their groove. Because we all go through stuff. It's called life. Life happens. Mm-hmm. But it's how you find your groove.
But we're not defined by that.
No, we're totally not defined by that. But some people do define themselves by that, and that's called victimhood.
That's right. I agree.
How do you find your groove now? What do you do? What are the things that you do that you've learned now that in becoming a coach and having your own coach and just living life? What do you do?
I really pay attention to what's going on around me and for my own body. I really listen to, if things aren't, if I'm agitated or if I meditate in the morning.
Yes, I was just going to say, you meditate. Yeah, I know that.
I know. Yes, I do. And I journal a little bit. I'm not a great journalist, and I got to say that's because my hands aren't really great for writing, and that's not an excuse. I could go on the computer and do it, but I really do meditate. But I'm very, very conscious of what's going on around me, and you know what? If I'm in a groove and I'm thinking that that's the right way to go, and it's not working, because I've shifted genres for coaching clients like 4 times in the last 5 years.
Yeah.
Right? Because
I've done that too from the time I started.
You have to, because as they evolve, we evolve. And
exactly.
And I've found that, yes, I was going after an empty nester for a while, and found out that empty nesters don't like to pay for coaching. They want all the free stuff they can. And that's okay, because I'm an empty nester and I like free stuff too, right? But we evolve. I'm very conscious. And I think the other thing, Lynn, is connections. And I just want to say that the connection that I have with you goes deeper than just I'm a guest on your radio show. I really do value you, and I really do honor the work that you're doing, and for you being such a pioneer in this area. And I value that connection strongly. It's close to my heart. Yeah, it's close to my heart because, and we don't have a lot of those in our world, but I think we have to value those connections.
Absolutely. Yeah, we need those things we do need those connections that will believe in us when we have a hard time believing in ourselves sometimes, or that can hold us up when we're having a hard time holding ourselves up. Absolutely. We need to value those because they sometimes, are disguised to be that way, and they really aren't, or, for whatever reason. So it is so important. You're right. And, sometimes you just know when you meet somebody, it's like, yeah, there's something good there. There's something that you feel that connection and you know.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So I want to talk about, because I want to have enough time for this, because you are always a woman that, like me, you're always thinking and you're big on serving, very big on serving. I know you do a lot of volunteer work.
Hmm.
So you've created this new event that's happening October 1st here in Nanaimo. For
Hmm.
those of you that are all over the world, because we are broadcasting globally, we're in Nanaimo, British Columbia, Canada. We're on Vancouver Island. We're on our own little tropical paradise island here. You need to come visit us because we live in a
Yes.
gorgeous spot of Canada. But so tell everybody the event that's coming up and why you created it.
Well, let's talk about why it was created first, because that's
Yes.
really, this sort of links back to what I said about, paying attention and listening. And so, about around the 1st of April, somewhere in there, I woke up at 2 o'clock in the morning. Now, how many women don't wake up at 2 o'clock or 3 o'clock in the morning? And so I woke up at 2 o'clock in the morning and I was like, knowing that I was shifting and something was changing, I was reevaluating what was going on, where I wanted to be aligned, that sort of thing. So I woke up at 2 o'clock in the morning and I really wanted to go back to sleep because I had a meeting that next morning at 7:30. And yeah, well, that didn't
That's
happen.
usually the way it happens, isn't
The
it?
meeting happened, but yeah. Um, the the nudging and the messages that I kept getting was that I really needed to do something to serve women. And outside of my coaching practice, outside of my volunteering, that women needed to be honored. And it really, I sat up, I got mad once, pissed off, and laid down and put the pillow over my head. And it didn't go away. It just kept going and going. So I finally said, okay, I really have to pay attention. I sat up and I didn't want to wake up my husband. So I started taking notes on my phone, right?
Mm.
And so I made all these notes and literally this evolved, Lynn, and it's called the Women's Heart and Soul Expo. It's taking place October 1st in Nanaimo. And it's really about honoring the women that show up like yourself every day and do their work with their heart and soul. We all know women that do this.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
because women, sometimes we don't get it and sometimes we go down that path and the hammer between the eyes. But you know what? Most of the women that I know, entrepreneurial or even in corporations, they do their work with their heart and soul. And I really want to recognize and honor these women. So I'm calling for nominations all across for women that, no, for women to, or men, because I have even a husband that's nominated his wife already. Believe that, hey? Um,
Nice.
it's a chance to nominate that special woman or women in your life that emanates what heart and soul means to you. And so there's 5 categories. So there's the community leader, the mentor, the coach, the entrepreneur, and the warrior.
I like that.
So yeah, yeah. And you know, basically it's going to be a full day. It starts off, and I'm really happy to have you on the board as one of my speakers because I'm
Hmm.
so excited about that. And we've got 10 speakers, including my coach that's coming from Calgary,
Oh,
my
cool.
my my 6'8" bud, and he's going to speak. And
Nice.
and we're going to have a day of learning and inspiration. We'll laugh. Some people might cry. I don't know. But,
Yeah,
I've
probably.
just got such a variance of people coming. The keynote speaker that day is Leah Goldstein, and Leah is the best-selling author of the book called No Limits. She's
Mm.
a world champion bike racer. She did the race across America and won it and beat the records. She also was in the Israeli Secret Service, believe it or not. And at 17, she was a world kickboxing champion.
Holy. She's a
So
warrior woman,
she
that
is
one.
a warrior woman and she has got such a story. She's funny, and you'll just sit there with your mouth open and go, "You're kidding." And so I'm so thrilled to have Leah come in. She's coming from Kelowna to speak. She's never spoke on the island before. So the
Yes.
whole day is about women coming together, being inspired, listening, sharing, and at the end of the day, we award the 5 awards for the Women's Heart and Soul. And as soon as
Nice.
we award the awards, we bring out the wine and the appies, and we're going to
Woohoo!
celebrate. So
Yes.
that's the day. And it's a
That's the
long
day.
day, but it's a great day. It's an all inclusive day. And actually, between now and the 1st of July, I'm offering an extra incentive. There's a $50 off the early bird price. So you can sign up and come in for $197. And there's also going to be, in addition to that, people like yourself and myself that have got books and things to sell. There'll be vendors and shopping. So
Yeah.
everything
That's the
women want.
expo part of it.
And yes, and there's also going to be chocolate. Just saying.
Chocolate.
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 Yeah.
Woohoo.
Chocolate and wine. I mean, that's the reason right there, right?
So when does it start?
It's on October the 1st. That starts at 8:30 in the morning.
Holy
And it's,
crap, Alana.
I
8:30. I
know.
am not a morning person.
Well, honey, just, show up. You're talking in the afternoon. You're good.
Oh, good. I'll have time to wake up.
I got you in the afternoon. Yeah, you're good.
So 8:30, October 1st. It's a Saturday,
Yes.
8:30 a.m. until nighttime,
Well, we're
obviously.
going to do the awards at 4:30. If you want to go home, you can go home, but it's the wine's flowing till 7, let's just say.
All right.
Yeah.
Right. So there's expo, there's connections, there's speakers, there's awards, there's holding each other
Oh,
up, making
yes.
connections, networking. It's going to be a fabulous day.
Yes.
Now, there's
Lynn,
sponsorship opportunities.
yes, there is actually. As a matter of fact, there is a sponsorship opportunity. There's quite a few, and I'm really flexible, and all of that's on the website. You can connect to me through there as well. And I just want to say that we know a woman puts her heart and soul into everything she does. There's 5 qualities, right? She commits to doing her very best. She maintains a solid life balance. She shares her gifts with others. She has a commitment to lifelong learning, and she has integrity in everything she does. And those are the 5 qualities that speak to me hugely.
Mm,
That's heart and soul.
that is. Those are the
We
essentials.
and we all know women that do that. So please, please, please nominate your BFFs. Like, don't limit it to one. Everybody on this listening today probably knows at least one woman in every category that would qualify.
Oh, I would think so.
Absolutely.
And if you don't, you need to connect
Yeah.
with more people and find people and surround yourself with those people because we need those people.
Mm-hmm.
This will be a
We
great
do.
event. So the website for this, for people to get all the info and to sponsor and buy their tickets.
It's women's heart and soul.ca, all spelled out. Women's heart and soul.ca.
And you'll find all the information there, sponsorship, buying your tickets,
Yep.
the nominations to nominate. It explains all the different categories. So get all the information there. And so for nominations, anybody, anywhere, they don't have to be here to nominate somebody. They can know somebody here, but they live, in the United States or they live in Europe.
Absolutely.
Or there's no restrictions on nominations.
No, send the nominations in, because what I really want to do is what I will do is I will be acknowledging every nomination that comes in. Every person that's been nominated will get a letter from me in celebration of the nomination, because that, just to have a friend nominate you is a big deal.
It
You
is.
know, if you win, you already are a winner.
That's right.
So
It's the honoring. You're already, that's the honoring part.
Exactly, because we're going to give out 5 awards, but everyone that's nominated is already a winner and already being honored by somebody who cares about them.
And that's the whole, you don't know the effect you have on people.
Mm-hmm.
So keep doing what you're doing because somebody's watching, somebody's listening, somebody's paying attention. So that when someone nominates somebody, do it because, it's that we all want to know that we're seen and heard and that we're worthy and that we matter. So I love that you have this component to this event.
Mm. Yeah, it makes my heart feel pretty good. Like
Yeah.
it just settles in real nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is going to be an annual event. This isn't a
That's the
one-time thing.
intention. That's the intention. I fully expect that this thing will grow. I mean, it's going to be so successful that next year we'll probably look for double space, right? So,
Mm.
I really do. I think that, it's something that we rarely do this. We rarely honor the women in our lives. And I think that by doing that, people are going to want to come to a place where we're honoring and we're having fun together, we're networking, we're making new connections and friends. We're women. That's what we like to do. And I'm not discounting the men because, men can come to this too, right? But mostly, it's the women. Yeah.
Yeah, it's the women definitely that need that little bit, that need that acknowledgement that, hey,
Hmm.
you are working your ass off and we see you.
Yes.
We see
Yes.
you,
We see
definitely.
you and we honor you. Yeah.
Absolutely. Well, I'm excited for this. When you first told me
Mm,
about it a few months back, I thought it was great. I was so excited for you to be doing this because I know this is you're in your element doing
mm.
this, and I love seeing people do what they're meant to do. So I'm thrilled for you. I'm excited that you're doing this. I'm glad to be a part of it. Thank you for inviting me to be a part of it. I'm
Mm.
honored, and I look forward to it because I always love meeting new people. So
Well, this is going to be where all the savvy, classy women come to be inspired, and that's and it's going to speak for itself. We're going to connect with our hearts and souls.
that's right.
Yeah.
Woohoo!
You.
And have appies and have
I know it.
fun.
Happy's and a nice lunch and yeah, have
Oh
fun.
yeah, that's right.
And
You
there's
get a full lunch.
lots of surprises coming, lots of goodies and yeah, it's really about like I like to make sure that things are done with some class and that it's,
Pizzazz.
good stuff. Yeah. Yeah, no,
There's
it's coming.
swag bags. There's door prizes.
Yep, there is.
You got it all going on, girl.
Oh, I know. I'm loving it.
Fabulous.
Thank you
So
so
again,
much.
womensheartandsoul.ca. Get all the information there. And
Mm,
if you want to connect with Alana about coaching, personal coaching, executive coaching, it's alananewton.com, right? Or is
that's
it
correct.
.ca? .com.
.com. Yeah.
AlanaNewton.com. I will have all that, all those links to go with the show as well. So again, Heart and Soul, Women's Heart and Soul.ca. Come and join us. Fly in and come and connect and grow your circle and grow the people that you know. And it's going to be a good time.
Oh, and what a great chance to come and see Vancouver Island.
Absolutely.
I know.
Absolutely. Because our
Yeah,
weather's still good at that
I
time.
know. Oh,
We
it's
don't live in the
beautiful.
snowy part of Canada. We live in the tropical part of Canada.
That's right. We can grow banana trees here.
That's right. And monkey trees. And if you don't know what that is, then get your butt on a plane and come out here and see our
I
monkey trees.
know. I have a monkey tree. I love it.
Do you?
I do. I'm growing
Oh,
it in a pot because I just want to see what it'll do. But yeah, no, it's I can't believe how much it's grown in 5 years that I've been out here already.
when we moved here, or our family moved here from Ontario, and we saw one for the first time, we were like, what the hell kind of tree is that? So it's either it's supposed to be like monkey tails, or it's the only tree a monkey can't climb.
Something like that.
Yeah.
I don't
So,
know. I think it's both.
well,
Because I mean,
both
they're
makes
so
sense to
sharp.
me too.
They're really sharp, right? But
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah,
So
no,
come on,
it's
come on.
come. You can have a whole talk on that.
Totally. Well, thank you so much, Len. I know you got to run off. You got a big meeting to go to, but thank you so much for coming on short notice for the show today. And I really wanted to help get the word out about this event because we do need to honor and recognize and hold up those women that are in our lives that we know that every day they are killing it because they have to. They just have to. It's in them, heart and soul.
Hmm. And Lynn, thank you to you for inviting me, even though it was short notice. It's perfect opportunity. And knowing that you're going to be there is going to make the event even better, because I know that your inspiration and your truth about who you are and what you do is going to show up too. So I'm so grateful, and thank you so much
Oh,
for this opportunity.
you are more than welcome. So thank you, and
Love you, girl.
love you too. Have a fantastic day, and we'll talk soon.
You bet.
Thank you for listening. I truly hope that you do, I mean, come out and visit us and come to this event. And if you can't, you can personally take the time wherever you are to honor someone that you know that's close to you, and let them know that you honor them, and you see them, and you value who they are and the things that they do. So I put that challenge at you to do that today. Don't wait. Honor somebody. Honor a woman around you that could use that, because it can transform her day, even her life. So until next time, remember, you have the power. Have a great day, everybody. Bye for now.